Hello, today I'll be traveling on this IC3 unit from Odense to Aarhus as an intercity lightning service through the Danish countryside. This is Odense, located in the middle of the island Fyn. This city has a tram network, and together with Aarhus, it's the only city in Denmark to have one. I'll probably be making a video about those too, so stay tuned for that one. So let's head into the station and look around. This is the lowest level. Down here you will just find a 7-Eleven, some storage racks and other food stores. This escalator, although it's very long, will just take us up to the first floor. Like always, this station is quite busy, even on Sundays. Here at the southern end of the station, you will find 2 ticket machines as well as a travel card machine. This is the Grand Concourse, or waiting room. There isn't a lot of seating here, so you should probably have some strong legs. It looks like my train is departing from platform 5 today. Around the corner you can find some escalators. These are for platforms 7 and 8, as well as buses and taxis. Up here at the northern end you can also find 2 ticket machines and a travel card machine. You will also be able to find another 7-Eleven, as well as a ticket office. But it's closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Going even further, you will find a restaurant called the Giraffe, as well as a pharmacy store. There is even a cinema in this station. Let's head down to the platform and see how our train looks like. Our train is currently made out of 3 IC3 sets and 1 IR4 set. However, that will change. I'm aiming for coach 91, just for personal preferences. Keep in mind, I do not have a ticket or a seat reservation, because I was using my travel card or Reisekort. Now the train is arriving. As I said before, this train is made out of 3 IC3 sets and 1 IR4 set, which makes for this super long 270 meter long train. However, our train will get shorter as the journey continues. Let's open the door for this 40-year-old train. When you enter, you could go into the quiet zone or first class to the right here. Or you could do what I did and go into standard class, which is to the left. And to my surprise, nobody was in coach 91, which was very good since I didn't have reserved seating. So I just picked a random seat. In this case, seat 86. While we're departing here from Odense, let me tell you a bit more about this trip. I've hopped on the ICL39 from Odense to Aarhus, stopping in Fredericia, Vejle, Horsens, Skanderborg and Aarhus. This trip has a scheduled time of 1 hour and 30 minutes, with a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour, to cover the distance of roughly 160 kilometers, or 99 miles if you're American. Since the IC3 is diesel and the IR4 is electric, we have quite a bumpy and funny acceleration. Well, it's time to check the seats. These seats are very padded and comfortable, and have a huge leather headrest. There's also an armrest in the middle, which is also very well padded. If no one is using the table, it can be lifted up for easier access for cleaning, and so you don't disturb your neighbors. This seat even has reclining, even though it may be hard to get down. Once you get it, it's so nice. It may not look like much, but it really does a lot. This train is so long that I can see with my own eye the whole IR4 set in the back. Let's just enjoy 30 seconds of Danish nature while we plow through my hometown with 180 kilometers an hour. Now coming up on the little town of Middelfart. We won't be stopping here, but there is the Little Bell Bridge. Due to very high winds, we had to slow down a lot going over the older Little Bell Bridge. Now coming up on our first stop, the city of Fredericia. This is where we will be losing the IR4 set. It will head down to Sønderborg, which is way down south. Fredericia is one of Denmark's biggest stations, with 10 platforms. It also acts for the termini for every electric train coming from the capital, which is Copenhagen of course. Since the electrification works, it's still ongoing on the way to Aalborg. And somehow not a single person got in my coach. Even though I sometimes have to stand up, so busy this train is. Fredericia is a place where you can spot many different kind of trains. I even got to see this green cargo Vectron, which I have never seen before. It's also one of the many graveyards for the failed IC4 sets, which I'll also be making a video on. In Fredericia, it's also where you'll find the Carlsberg Brewery, which makes a lot of beers. They even have the freight train out, the official Øltog, ready for loading. I think it's time to have a look at the toilets. This one uses a handle that you can push. Knowing how messy these toilets can be, this was very clean. The soap was stocked, the water was kind of running, but at least there was some paper for me to dry my hands. Let's flush the toilet. Oh, never mind. It doesn't flush. Well, what a surprise. I am just going to leave that there and let it be. Quick walk through one of the sets. In the other end of the IC3 set, you will find a vending machine, which takes contactless payment. We also have the accessibility toilet. Which is a lot bigger. The soap here was also stocked up, the water was running way better, and there was still paper for me to dry my hands. If you are traveling with a baby, you could change the baby's diapers on this tray table. It folds very easily. Alright, but the big deal, does it flush? It does flush. After all those activities, we are now on our approach to Vejle, the second stop on this trip and the 5th biggest city in Denmark. While going away from Vejle north, you will see two types of architecture. This old, pretty church, as well as these new waves apartment thing. I don't know what they're called. And before I knew it, we were at our third stop, Odense. By the way, I was only sitting with 2 extra people in my coach, but that would change at this station. And after Horsens, we would have Skanderborg in 2 minutes. But with the power of editing, You will only be sitting here for 5 seconds. Normally we would be put in at platform number 1, but due to a signaling fault we got pulled in at platform number 3. Due to a crossing with another train, we got delayed by 1 minute. This would later make me miss my bus. Well, time for departure.
Ja, her i Skanderborg, der er der blevet lidt problem med signalgivningen. Vi forventer at køre om cirka 2 minutter.
The train driver was telling us that we had a signal fault, but all of a sudden
Vi kan køre. Vi har fået tilladelse til at køre nu, så vi prøver.
we immediately got permission to drive anyway, so that was great.
Om cirka 5 minutter ankommer toget her til Aarhus. Jeg gør opmærksom på, at toget deles. Vogne 91 til 92 kører ikke videre. De øvrige vogne fortsætter videre mod Aalborg.
We are now merging with the tram line in Aarhus. This is the tram line from Odder, continuing up to Aarhus Hovedbanegård or Aarhus Central Station, continuing on to Lystrup, which is a suburb of Aarhus, and all the way up to Grenaa, which is a city way far off.
Kører til Aalborg Lufthavn. Har du bagage, så husk den, når du forlader toget. Please make sure you have all your things with you before you leave the train.
As you just heard, some announcements have automatic English translations. We can now see the depot of Aarhus Letbane, the tram network here in Aarhus. Aarhus Central Station is the only station in Denmark with a canopy or a train shed, other than Copenhagen Central Station. With all that being said, welcome to Aarhus. Here is a quick view of the train after decoupling. As you can see, I got very lucky with so few people in my coach. This train was packed. If you've never been to a Danish rail station before, you should know this fact. Escalators will slow down if there are no people at them, and will speed up the second you step on them. With only a week until Christmas, there was indeed Christmas decorations all over the station. As well as a big poster telling you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. In the middle of the Grand Hall at the Aarhus Hovedbanegård, or Aarhus Central Station, we had a big Christmas tree. It was really windy. Just before ending this video, let's talk about price. A completely standard ticket from Odense to Aarhus will set you back a mere 200 kroner. That is if you're on the Intercity Lightning train and if you're booking in advance. At the time of recording, it will set you back 210 kroner, which is not that big of a difference. However, I was using my Reisekort, so I was only paying 100 kroner. So, a standard ticket at time of recording cost 210 kroner, whereas my travel card was 100 kroner. Now there is nothing else to say than like the video if you think it was good, and subscribe if you want to see more. Good day.